Simply Geological here with a very special zoo tour of our finished Saguaro Sanctuary. This has been an ongoing project for the last 5, 6 months or so, and I am so excited to bring you the full tour. However, I am not doing that alone. I am joined by three amazing guests, so I will go ahead and hand it over to them so that way they can introduce themselves.
Hey, it's Alfred. I'm back. I've been here before, and I'm excited to see what you built today. This is already looking really good.
Hey, it's Gunther. I like to build zoos. I know we've been here before with your night house, which was super fantastic. So if it's anything like that, I'm sure we're going to be in for a treat. And I am very excited. So thank you for having us.
Hi, my name is Jean, and I have the feeling I'm having a déjà vu. So, yeah, of course, I'm also really happy to be back here again, also back at that zoo, although I'm really a bit stressed out for all these cacti that I'm currently seeing, even though it's not in North America, but we see. Yeah.
Jean and cacti don't get along very well.
No, they do not.
get along with cacti very well, but like
Only
this
if they're
zoo
in
is
North America.
Australia.
Yeah, the zoo's in Australia, and the cacti are not native to Australia. But anyways, that's
Yeah,
a whole other
exactly.
ordeal that we're just going to ignore. So
One of these days, I'm just going to add some cacti into one of Jean's builds and not tell her.
No.
so as you
Evil.
so as you can see here, this is the entrance that we did at the start of the playlist, but I'm in love with this entrance. I still think it has a lot of character in it, given the fact that Saguaro Sanctuary is a low budget zoo. For anybody who does not know, Saguaro Sanctuary is a low budget zoo that is supposed to be for rehabilitating and releasing animals into the wild that maybe shouldn't have been in captivity to begin with or whatnot. But this is our little penguin habitat. Oh, let me hit play. There we
I saw
go.
a sunshade, and I was super engaged.
Yes, I built this, I think, in the second episode of Saguaro Sanctuary, I think, with the food court that you'll see over on the straight ahead from us here in a minute. But we can go down here and see. And oh my god, this water area was a pain
Can imagine.
because I, for one, don't like to do terrain in Planet Zoo whatsoever. So instead of making an underwater viewing area as you would typically do, I raised the terrain up and sunk it. So that's why the building in the back looks a little janky and like the animals wouldn't fit in it, but they do, I promise.
I mean, it works though, because it's like you're still playing with terrain. But I get what you mean by like you don't want to have to like muck around with your planting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it kind of hides the building in the back a little bit, having that raised terrain.
And
so,
that
like,
was
I
kind of
think
the
it's a
whole
good thing.
that was kind of the whole point too, is because this barn, this is the second rendition of this barn. The original barn looked very similar to this, but it was orange, and now it's green. And with having the terrain raised, as you can see right here, it does hide this barn, so that way the penguins don't look so tiny in their habitat. But
I mean, they still are Chinese. So.
they are extreme, and they actually fit through this opening right there with like, I would say probably a good couple inches, like 3 inches above their head too. So that just goes to show how tiny they truly are.
Easy plus.
For real though, for
I
real.
was gonna say, like, is it PZ Plus?
Yeah, it is. That's PZ Plus doing the entire work for me. But here you can see our food court. This was the second episode of Saguaro Sanctuary, I believe, and all I did was I made a food truck. We have a couple more placed around the zoo, but you can see that you can order your food, and then I did like a little pickup window over here. It doesn't work in Planet Zoo,
I
but
kind of like this.
me
It's really
too.
cool. It's super simple, but super detailed at the same time.
Because
It's just a shipping container, right, that they turned into.
yeah, because so the lore behind Saguaro Sanctuary is it was a saguaro cacti farm originally, when we purchased the land from the previous landowners, they told us to leave all the cacti alone. So therefore, we could not tear down any cacti that was here prior to us moving in.
So I see you just made a backstory just to justify having
Yep.
cacti.
Yep.
I was gonna
Yep.
say. I was
Yep.
like, there you go, Jean. That's why there's cacti in Australia.
Exactly. And so with that, they had loads of shipping containers that we found off in the land somewhere, and our team was able to reuse them for food trucks, for the walls of buildings and all this other stuff, because remind you, this is a low budget zoo. So we could only use what was on the land currently when we first moved in. See, and that's why like this fencing is just shiplap boards basically put together, because when our penguins moved in, we weren't ready to house animals at the time.
I think that's a
That
really
is
cool.
a cute explanation.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is it's a really cool use of like the materials. Did you by chance like pre-build anything before you started recording, so that like when you would start the recording, you would see like an old version and then like how you would turn it into something, or was it kind of just you built it?
No, I built it from scratch. I just put a story behind it because I felt like it.
I feel a need that we need to create like I'm hijacking this entire conversation now.
No, you're good.
I feel like we need to create some like pre-built like dilapidated buildings. Place them.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
and just let people go to town and be like, the buildings have to remain here, but like work it into your own zoo. I think it'd be really cool to see how people do that.
I once made a zoo that was like, I built it in one day, and it was basically, the concept was like an old shitty zoo. Like they have some older looking buildings, but like nothing is like up to standard, so you could like get in there and just try to renovate it, but like it wasn't that, like it was not like it was a zoo that was built by someone who never played Planet Zoo, but like I had a few hours in the game and I wanted to make buildings that looked like a bit more sophisticated than just a block, and I made that zoo. I myself never touched it and I never thought of doing anything with that, but it's on the workshop.
This is the cassowary habitat.
It
isn't it?
is. Yeah, I definitely think that's a really good idea. I definitely probably should have done that, but you know what? You live and you learn.
Exactly. It's all a learning experience, right?
Exactly.
It's all about having fun and
Exactly.
creating some cool things, and how you go about it is all that matters.
And you can see how, as our zoo went on with the addition of our night house mainly, we got a whole bunch of revenue coming into the zoo once we got the night house finished, because it was finally able to be opened up, and that added 5 new habitats to our zoo. So we've been able to, these last few habitats that we've added have been able to be a little bit more on the modern side, not as run down. So you can see that in the architectural style as we go throughout the zoo, as to how it's changed a little bit from super old shiplap stuck together to a little bit more constructed. And
I like how.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I like how your pathing works so well with the like the curb on the pathing works so well with a lot of your barriers as well.
Yeah, and that was definitely a thought, was because I wanted to have double fences for a lot of these habitats, but in order for me to do that, I wanted a path that worked, and I was just lucky enough that we had this one path in here that actually worked. But this is supposed to be for the guests can actually walk through this entire building. And so they can get a little bit of a behind the scenes look, but for both the cassowaries and the emus.
I really like this. This is really cool.
Yeah, I actually thought this was that, I posted it in the Discord chat a little bit ago, but it was that crazy looking building that I posted that I said there is a method to the madness, and this was the method.
This is like, it's really intense. Like there's so much going on here.
Yeah, and because we have, I think through this, right, this doorway is a staff area that is not in any way furnished. but it is a staff area, so the staff actually do live here.
I just like your floating HVAC system.
Oh yeah, because out here they're actually attached to the ceiling. So in here, I said no one's ever going in here, so they can just float. I don't
Except
care.
For us, of
Exactly,
course.
but I don't
There's
care.
There's like the full truth of Planet Zoo builders.
Exactly.
Are we ever gonna go here? No. Let's
No,
not build it.
let's just hide it. Yep, that's the whole. But yeah, and then this is like a little, because I wanted a quarantine section for the entire zoo. So I had this little space at the back of this building. If I can go up. So I had like this little space that I just said, we'll stick it right here. And so there's like these quarantine sections that we now have in the zoo. Let me go back into...
Oh, and I just shared that whole huge idea about how to get those habitat doors. In
I
there.
know. You did. Yeah, I'll have to go back and adjust that too.
So for context, just so everybody knows, is I was playing around with habitat like barrier doors and adding like multiple barrier doors to a single habitat. So like you would kind of give like, as opposed to having fake doors or faux doors, you'd have like legitimate, like real actual barrier doors. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, because you can see like all my fake doors right here, and I totally could have, if Gunther had figured that out earlier, all these could be real habitat doors. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. In Iguazu, I actually took like half an hour, 45 minutes, and I painstakingly recreated a habitat door using all of the bracket
Oh my
pieces.
goodness.
And it still sits somewhere in Iguazu. I never blueprinted it. I probably should at one point go do that.
That would be great. I would totally use that everywhere.
I love the
It
like
would be-
utilitarian form or function over form look of the whole thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the
That
style of
was
backstage.
that was
The low budget
definitely
backstage,
yeah, that
especially.
was definitely the thought behind this, was for it to be a little bit more industrial, like
Yeah.
more corrugated, more metal, all that sort of stuff. And here you can you get a look into the actual emu exhibit.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody pull off using like the rusty metal, corrugated metal, so well and make it look so normal and natural fitting.
Yeah, I need to go in and do like this every so often, like flip them, but that's just too much work.
I mean, to be honest, we are in Australia, so it's also totally fitting.
It definitely does fit the country that we are in.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's from the Australian pack too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard. Like it would be a real challenge. Use that metal in, I don't know, a rainforest area zoo. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be a bit more difficult.
I would love it if they could come out with this exact pieces, but make them flexicolor, so that way we could. And okay, there's a baby in here. I want to show you the cute little baby. There he is. Look at how cute this little dude is. He's so cute.
Aww.
It's the striped fur that gets me, I think.
What the?
Oh,
What are you doing?
I have no idea. What am I doing? Go away. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Ruining your own zoo already.
I swear. But yeah, that's a cute
I
little
love
baby
how
cassowary.
adorable they are, and then
Oh,
they
I
turn
know.
into these terrifying monsters.
They turn into these devil chickens, as people call them.
Little chickens. It's
Really? Who calls them that?
Have you ever seen? There's like a viral video of this like cassowary just like walking up to somebody on the beach, and they had no idea what to do.
I've seen that one, yeah.
And here, okay, I love this sightline. You can see like this watchtower.
Oh, that's the koala.
Uh-huh.
Tower. Huh.
Yep. We'll get there. We'll get there. But first, we're going to come to our hop about. And for those of you who don't know, this is our hop about. You can actually enter and exit from two opposite sides. But these kangaroos do not live. They live on this land, but they don't live in this habitat, if that makes any sense. This habitat was built as a refuge for them because, again, when we first bought this land, the people who sold the land to us in our contract, it states that we are not allowed to run out any pre-existing animals living on this land. So instead, we invited the kangaroos in and gave them a sanctuary or a refuge to live and they can also leave anytime they want to. So at night, the staff leave these gates open, so that way the kangaroos can come and go as they please.
I was gonna be like, so you captured them all and put them in is what you did.
I definitely don't think
No.
our male kangaroo would appreciate that. I think he would put up some fights for that.
You have so many baby kangaroos hopping around too.
They had an absolute
Operation Boom.
baby boom. And I had to go in and take out a couple of the females because I'm like,
Oh, can we look at that sign that you had on the wall?
which one? This one?
No, to your left.
This one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this, I did not make this. This came in a blueprint. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, that's a legit blueprint?
Yeah, it's it came in a blueprint with some other stuff. Let me see. I think this may be it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it came with all of this stuff. I'll send it in the Discord, but I use this in like every backstage that I use, and it's mainly just this the cork board and then the poster that you see on the wall that I use really. But yeah.
I mean, I would have just made that on a screen, like in a Adobe, and then
Oh
loaded,
yeah.
just loaded it onto a video.
I was too lazy, and I found it pre-made, so I took it.
470 pieces only.
Yeah,
I mean,
only.
okay.
It's not bad. It's not bad considering some of them out there.
Mhm.
Also, you've heard us mention the Discord a few times. We're just going to shamelessly promote that there is
Yes.
a Discord for all of it's actually a growing community. I think we have like over 150 people part of this.
169. We're so close to 170, and I'm so mad about
Of
it.
course,
Somebody
of
is not
course she
counting
knows
in
that.
any way right now. But you're always welcome to join. I will make sure
mean-
that Zoo has a link to the Discord.
Yes, I will.
Just to be specific, only one person is allowed to join because then we are up to
Because-
170. If then someone else wants to join, we need another.
We
10
need
people,
5
so-
people at a time to join this Discord because otherwise it makes my OCD mad. That's the issue. But yeah. So you can
No,
see we
everyone's welcome.
Yes. It's all jokes, I promise. But yeah, and so here we have like little feed stands. We have one here and then one over there as you saw. And the idea behind these is that you can come up, you can buy lettuce or whatever and go around to the kangaroos or wallabies and feed them if you would like to. You don't have to, but if you do, you are escorted by a staff member, seeing as these animals are still wild animals and not domestic in any way. You don't ever truly know what they're gonna do.
I feel bad for that staff member. They are probably going to get mobbed by kangaroos. All the time.
You know what? I put a path down right here because if I connect this path to here, then the staff member's just gonna leave. So instead, because there's no there's not a
Not a shop
facility in there.
So you trapped them.
I trapped them, so they're stuck there for the rest of their lives. And I don't feel bad about it.
I'm going to contact WSIT about that.
Have fun.
I mean, especially
did-
when it comes to like just like grazing animals like this, that just, like live their life just chilling, and like people are like, "Oh no, these animals they can't be in captivity." It's like they're fine. They're
Yeah.
living a good life.
I mean,
They get all
technically-
the food they want. They never have predators.
They're not in captivity. They are in the wilds. Just
Yeah.
they've been
They
given a
just choose to stay in
house.
captivity.
Exactly. They choose to live there. So it is not my fault. And
I
then
would too.
we
I'm not really buying that.
Free food, no rent, can't sign me up.
for real, I swear. But so we just came out of the same door that we went in. You saw that we could go out the other side, but I wanted to finish this side first. Because this zoo is a big circle, and it technically was supposed to be like, you could go in on either side and still end up on seeing every animal. But
Like that is a nice way to make a zoo pass. Like I love that.
I
Because
read
everything
it. I think
slightly different will just make me get lost.
yeah, and
I'm pretty
Jean,
sure I read somebody was saying that it's just like all zoos are just like circles. circular paths like that, just like circles on circles on circles, and that's how it works.
But
Yeah,
like if you have circles on circles, there
It's-
should be
it's-
one
it
point
gets
where two
confusing
circles
still, though,
overlap,
yeah.
and then it's not just you needing to go in one circle, but you need to find all the circles to
yeah,
get around everything.
yeah. Okay, let's see. I think one of these females is pregnant. I don't know. I think Harper may be pregnant.
It's not
Where's-
like your
Oh no,
your
she's not.
quokkas.
Uh,
Is it your quokkas?
the Kiwis, they actually
Kiwis?
they've had 2 babies. They've had 2 babies now. In the
I heard
la-
you had to get rid of them. You had
I
to put them
did.
in place.
I had to sell the original Tia and Ari, and I bought a new Tia and Ari, and they gave me baby like almost immediately.
Oh,
We
look at this
are
koala showing off.
witnessing a momentous occasion here.
For
The
real.
koala is climbing.
They have, okay, I swear, y'all remember in the Night House tour when I told y'all I think there's been an update with the koalas climbing? They do this, like, on a frequent occasion. Like, I'll be just chilling out in my zoo and I'll just see the koala, like, up here. But at the same time, I gave them a reason to go up here because you kind of have to do that with climbing animals. I put, like, this herb scent marker up there. So that way they actually do go up there for a reason, but yeah.
These poor koalas go climb all the way up just to smell a herb, and then be like, "Okay, I'm done," and they climb all the way back down.
But you know what? I like it.
It works.
It does
And-
look really cool though.
And I have no idea, but I would assume that this would meet the koalas climbing requirements. I don't know, because like this is all one group, but I'm not sure if it does or not, seeing as I have all that stuff turned off. Just gonna watch out for that
I mean, it
branch.
could be enough.
I feel like it should, because I think it's only like 60 meters squared is what they need for climbing, but I don't know.
I don't know. I have a bone to pick with some of the requirements for some animals. In terms
Oh.
of, like, size. And
Oh, definitely.
climbing. So,
Definitely. That's why PZ
PZ
Plus. For real. You see a little koala going to eat eucalyptus, I think.
The other day I just watched I didn't watch it. Like I looked up the Zoopedia for I think North American animals, and I was just like, oh, and there's the polar bear, and I was so surprised by how much space they actually need. Even though I made at one point a polar bear habitat, but
see.
it was so ridiculously big. That was like, what the heck?
yeah, I was
so
gonna say
big.
it was a free-range polar bear, and then I realized that is not the word to describe polar bears.
Yeah,
Oh, but
because-
wait, no, that's not what I had. Like I had something at 3,000
Oh,
square meters.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I have PZ Plus, so therefore it like lowers the requirements. I think without PZ Plus, it's like a 2,000 meter requirement or something like that. It's
Did you know that
crazy.
you can just magically change the requirements at any time for any of your animals? Like you could go in and adjust the size requirement for polar bears down to like 100 square meters.
Me? I can?
Yeah.
How?
So like part of like the file, like the mod, it's like there's an INI file that you can go
Oh,
Yeah, it is
That-
And then just
that's
modify it.
too techy for me. I'll let you and Tori walk me through that one.
Yeah, so I just googled it.
Uh-huh.
And in like vanilla game, one polar bear needs
Shit.
3,250 square meters and 720 square meters water. Like
That's
the first
crazy.
land. So
I mean, that's
it was something about like
realistic for-
3,000.
For
Yeah.
a free range, it would be realistic,
Yes,
but that's
yes,
still a
of
little.
course.
But that's still a
It's
little
just-
much. Yeah,
free-range grass-fed.
for real.
Yeah, no, it is quite large, and like I always compare it to like polar bear habitats that I see. So Calgary Zoo or Calgary Zoo, depending on who you are and how you want to pronounce it, just opened up like a state-of-the-art polar bear exhibit, and it's actually quite large. It's like 2 big circles, kind of like placed on one on top of each other.
Oh wow,
And it's a huge habitat, but I still don't think it's 3,000 square meters either, and it's for 2. It's 2 polar bears.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So-
Two polar bears.
That's crazy. So
Like I don't think my local zoo has that big of a habitat. Like no chance. And at some point we had like 3 polar bears in there, like in 2 separate enclosures, which could be fused together. But even then, it would never be that big.
oh
I
wow.
doubt it.
Yeah, I think that's why they're not really in many zoos, just because of the space requirements that they do need in
But
general.
like
Yeah.
that's the point for me. Like mostly all of the bigger zoos in Germany have polar bears.
Oh, really?
Yes,
But I wonder,
think we
though-
talked about that at one point, that European zoos have a lot more polar bears in their zoos than like American zoos.
Yeah,
But I
might
found
have. I
out-
don't know that. I don't recall that, but
Yeah, so I actually found out that there's a rule between Canada and the U.S. that certain animals cannot cross the border for any reason, and dromedary camels are the one that the example they provide is like you can't cross the border with a dromedary camel.
oh wow,
From Canada to the U.S. or U.S. to Canada. So it might be the same for polar bears, which is why you
It
don't
may
see many
be,
polar
yeah.
bears in the U.S.
I've never seen one.
That could be true.
I know. I think I've seen. I don't know. I could be making this up, but I think I there was at one point, like when I was like 10 or so, there was a one of my local zoos had a polar bear in it, but I could be completely making that up though.
I
Like
have
how we just
like memories like that of the Smithsonian Zoo when I was a kid. Like I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they were pygmy hippos in the elephant house back in the day. But I don't know for sure.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Like I
keep
said,
questioning your entire childhood right now.
for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, I'm one who I generally have a relatively bad memory when it comes to stuff like that. Like important stuff I remember, but like stuff like that, generally I tend to struggle a little bit with remembering. So it could be that I in fact did just make it up, and I've just assumed that for my entire life that there was a polar bear in that habitat when there wasn't. But I could be completely wrong.
I like how we just started talking about polar bears and we don't even have a polar bear.
That there's in fact no polar bear habitat anywhere remotely in this exhibit. But yeah, we are now for those of you who don't know, we are currently in the Night House. We're just going to do a quick tour of it, seeing as there's already been an in-depth tour of the Night House. So
Yes,
this
see,
is
it's totally fine that we are talking about polar bears since we are currently in the Night House, which we've already talked about at length.
exactly. It gives us something else to talk about. So
Yeah.
this is our Tasmanian devil habitat. Again, I will leave the link to the Night House tour itself in the description below and up in the little top comment thingamajigger at the top of the screen. So this is
A
Rex.
very American word, thingamajigger.
It's a word I use quite frequently when I forget the name of the stuff, which tends to happen.
I've never heard
On a
you
daily
say that,
basis.
though.
It's a North American word. It's like a, it's
Yeah.
like a slang word in North America.
Yeah, it is.
Thingamajiggy, thingamajigger.
Well, that's like my grandpa. He used to I would be sitting on the couch and he would look at me. He'd go, hey, hand me that chingoletta. That's what he would call it, was a chingoletta. And I knew what he meant because he'd be pointing at it, and it's just growing up in the South. It's something that you hear.
That's a funny one. I haven't heard that one.
I take it back.
Thingamajiggy, doohickey, chingoletta. It's all the same thing.
That one's a new one for me.
What, chingoletta? Oh yeah.
Yeah. That must be a down south kind of thing.
Yeah, it is because again, I was born and raised in Texas. Okay, can I go back down? Thank you.
And I'm here like, if I don't know the words, I'm just saying thingy, and that's it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
In English, however, like in German,
Thingy is
would
also
be,
a good use of the word.
Yeah.
like in German would be Dings. Like ding would mean thing, and then just put an S under behind that. That's totally fine. That's what I would say in German, but like in English, it's just thingy.
Yeah, no, we got all sorts of we got all sorts of made up words over here. And this is our platypus habitat. I don't know where they are though. They may be in the backstage. Let's go check.
It's really cool seeing this habit, like the house during the day,
Mhm.
like as opposed to at night, because obviously it is a night house, and when
Yeah.
we toured it the first time,
God dang
it was
it.
very much a night house. So it's kind of interesting seeing it all during the day.
Oh yeah, like all that up and everything.
Are they able to go through that small opening down the bottom?
No, they can. It makes me so mad. Actually, let me see. Now that I have PZ Plus, they may be able to, but I don't think they can. No, they cannot.
I think it's. I've
It
messed
may
around
not
with
be
it
deep
before.
enough. I don't know.
Like
I don't know.
sometimes they can't go through holes when like the top of the water has something like blocking it. So like the hole is underwater, and then they're like, I don't know. I might be making stuff up here.
It
but when I
could
was
be
gonna do it,
that this isn't deep enough for them to deep dive down into here is kind of what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
it could be something like that.
Seeing as it's under now, if it were like raised up, then they probably could just like swim right through it. But I don't want to raise it up. In theory, yes, they should be able to go through here, but because Planet Zoo is not the best with size requirements and stuff, then they cannot.
You take that back.
And with
Planet
water.
Zoo is the best game.
It is a really
Like,
good game.
Not in that specific thing.
In size requirement form, no, it's not.
Like,
We
and
just had a
also like how
conversation.
Polar bears.
janky the water
Yeah.
is.
Exactly.
That's also an issue. Could
Exactly.
The
be
water is
also an
pretty
issue
janky.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Water and
Hopefully
pathing
this
does
is
not
not
get along.
3,250-meter polar bear
Let
habitat.
me show
Yeah,
you.
but like for
Where's-
simply for like
Dadgummit.
pathing and water, you
What?
have like what's the other one? Not PZ Plus, but
Free build.
Free build.
yeah, free build.
But see,
Yeah, 'cause
I've
that's what
told
we have.
y'all I refuse to get free build because it messes up my. Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
messes
your
up my eye
multi-color thingy,
alt
but like it's
color
literally
thing.
the same amount of points. Like of
No,
clicks. And it
no,
told you
my
Okay,
hot,
it is.
my hotkeys are my baby. My hotkeys are my baby. I need my hotkeys.
Yeah, I
Wait, where are
see.
the rest of them? Are y'all in
So
here?
you finally had baby kiwis.
Kiwis,
and
I
now you
did,
can't find
and
them?
now they refuse to come out. And I swear, these kiwis are making me so mad. Just let me see yours. Oh, she's pregnant.
Let me see your kiwis.
Let's go. Let me see if I can click on this. Okay, there we go. Your camera view. There we go. We can see the babies.
Jeez.
And mom is pregnant
Cutie.
again, apparently.
Baby time.
I was so happy when they brought in like these burrows.
Oh, I know. Okay, no. Game's not paused.
To this day, I continue to forget that some animals have burrow habitats, and I don't need
Oh.
to create some backstage.
Uh-huh,
extravaganza
definitely.
again.
Yeah, I think I did that with the common wombat. I thought that I would have to create a backstage for them. And again, at the time that I built the common wombat habitat, I was not doing backstages, nor was I really doing buildings and interiors at the time. And so I was so upset that I was gonna have to make a backstage for the common wombat, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I don't. They can use the burrows.
Burrow. Yeah.
I have a fun fact about the wombat.
Is
actually.
it the fun
'Cause
fact that I told you?
Is it the one about how their butt is mostly
Yes.
made of cartilage, and they'll use it to block a tunnel, and they'll use it, and like they'll use their butt to essentially defend their home?
No, that's not the exact same one that I said. I will get into my story after you say yours, which you've already said it. But
Well, it gets a little darker. I'm not going to go any darker than that, but
well,
yeah.
fun fact: it was Christmas actually, a couple of years, like 3 years ago, I think. We were at my aunt and uncle's. We were sitting on our couch, and nobody was talking. Well, we were all had like our side conversations going, and okay, really quickly, this is the other side entrance to the hop about, which we're not gonna go in because we've already been in there. So we're gonna go this way. Anyways, we were sitting there like all having our own side of conversations, and my cousin pops up and goes, "Did y'all know that wombats can kill their prey with their butts?"
I mean, I
that is
knew
the
that,
much
so
darker
I would
version
be
of
like,
mine.
yes, I know.
They'll use their butt to like block their head and like and hurt them in truly terrible ways.
Yep.
Can you imagine just being like a coyote?
No, please, I don't want to imagine that.
You find a wombat and you're like, oh, easy dinner, and then it goes through some girl, and you're like, well, that's the end of this day.
That just reminds me of that viral TikTok that I saw of just someone being in a den from a bear, and the bear was just sitting at the entrance and was like, "What are
Oh,
you
yeah.
doing there?"
And he's like,
I
what do
don't
I do? And it was like swiping at him or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
what
funny.
Like, that was so dangerous. Like, I
Like
think I found
that?
out later that the man was in a facility for like I don't know,
Yeah.
circus bears or something, like more or less domesticated bears. So he wasn't like in that much of a danger than he would be if this was just a random bear in the wild. But like,
Oh,
still,
yeah.
it's so dumb to do something like that.
Yeah.
You imagine
Yeah.
that, but the bear is just sitting on you. That's
See, that's pretty
I
much what a
want
wombat does.
Yep. Feels about
I'm
it.
just gonna say, this, and I'm totally okay with it. I love our tours because they just gradually become more unhinged. in terms of
For
conversation.
real. We start off so good and on topic about everything, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm totally here for it.
And I mean, all where we are talking about crazy stuff, you can still see a lot of cacti in Australian Zoo.
I mean, there's a lot more foliage here from the last time we were here.
Yes,
It
Yeah,
definitely
yes,
filled in. It
because
definitely filled in the area quite nicely.
this was not a thing the last time we were here. All that was here was Rex's enclosure, which is up here, as which y'all just saw.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
all
I
that
do
was
love
here.
Rex.
Oh, me too. None of this was a thing at the time.
So
I
great
feel like it
plan
was
work.
like 2 weeks ago almost. I know it wasn't, but I feel like it was just such a short time ago that we did that tour, and then to see it here
Because
now is crazy.
oh, I know. Well, because I did the tour, or when we did the tour, I at the time of the tour, I only had like 5 habitats left in this zoo, I think. So that's probably why it still feels like we did it not long ago, because I've only built 5 habitats in the time that we have done the tour. Because like this habitat was new, the kangaroo and wallaby habitat, the cassowary and the emu, and then the koala. And those are the only habitats that I've added since we've done the Night House tour.
Yeah, but you didn't show us the rest of the zoo. You were just like, that's the night house. Bye, guys.
Yep. Well, I showed you off camera, like the
So
plans and
you did
stuff,
show us a
but not on camera though.
Yeah.
But this is our dingo house, and I am so proud of this backstage. I have to show y'all.
Didn't you just tell us at the very
Yeah,
beginning? You're
please.
like, I don't like to work with terrain, and then if you turn around,
Yeah. that
Okay,
was-
you know
that
what?
was her first habitat.
hang
where
on,
she
hang
was
on,
like,
This-
hang on.
I'm
Look
gonna
at this,
try
look
to
at
do
this
it.
gradual slope. It looks fantastic.
You
I
know
love the
what?
walk work.
I was so proud when I did this. Because I told Jean, I was in a voice call with Jean, I believe, actually,
Yes,
and I was like,
remember.
I'm struggling with this train. I want it to be a slope, but I don't want it to be too big, and like all these other issues. And I figured it out, and I was so happy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew you were like, I don't want to build terrain. I don't like that. And
Yeah.
you still did it.
I still did it, and I love it. Look, okay, I just want to point out that I'm so proud of this right here, because if you notice these
Oh my God.
doors.
That just reminds me of Jurassic World. I'm sorry.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh, does it even remind me more of?
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
it
know.
reminds me.
We have
Yes.
this.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
that's
but we're gonna go in here.
And it gets better.
So this is I believe this is the staff room, or maybe the keeper hut, and then this is the staff room. But this is where you would actually like enter, so you can see. Well, you can't see because I blocked it off for this view. But over here is the night house. Well, okay, let me. I swear the night house is over here.
Are
Okay,
you
there it is.
sure?
There it is. There it is. There it is. See it right there.
I wasn't lying. I was out
It's
here.
much further of a walk than I thought it was, though.
I do like your backstage. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I am. Oh, there's more. It gets better.
Again? How
It-
many times do you want to say that?
I am so I'm so proud of this. This is like the one and only. This was like my first big dive into backstages, and ever since I've done this, it has made me want to build a backstage for every animal. Oh,
It's a dangerous slope.
it is. And then we have this right here. So again, we have more wires and stuff because this is the backstage holding area, and then the different doors. And then you can see a little bit of a sneak peek right there. But so this is just like little windows for the staff to like look through and stuff and check on the dingoes at a quick glance. But over here is where the dingoes would in general be fed. So the staff could close this close this door off. That way the dingoes couldn't come in here. They could open this, feed the dingoes, and then open that back up, and then the dingoes can come eat. And then they can also look through here. So when the female dingo is pregnant, she can come in here to give birth.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, turn around for a sec. Go back in there. What is in the bucket?
Egg pieces.
Egg pieces coming in clutch as
Yep.
usual.
The decorative prop egg. And then on the bottom, and then I put the surface decals, the grunge ones, and I just recolor them to a red to make them look like blood. And then I put a couple of the eggs on the floor, like sunk in, to make it look as if it's a as if it's like
dripping.
Yeah.
Going, yeah.
Yep.
Yummy raw meat.
Yep. I am very proud of that. It took me a whole hour to do that. Just by the way,
It was worth it.
It definitely was, but it took me an hour because of the color of the eggs, just to get the colors right and everything.
You do have various different shades of red too. Which is, like, it's one thing to just do like 100 shades or like one shade of red for 100 pieces, but
yeah,
that
But
was a
then
good
there's
shot.
you.
Oh, you scared him.
I did. Oh, okay.
No, there it goes.
I think her name is
yes.
Amaya. Let's see, what's her name? I think it's Amaya. I think that's what I named her. Amaya. Yep. And she's a gold star too. Look at that.
I kind of just want to see the dingo like grab a hold of it and hang off of it.
Oh, I know. Sadly, I don't think they do that though. I think it just
They do
eventually
not.
drops,
But
and
it
it
would have
makes.
been amazing.
Oh, I know. Because I'm almost positive. Well, I don't know. I could have made this up too, where I saw at some point a dingo like hung off of that at one point, but
Or was it a floating dingo and we just didn't realize?
that could also be it. It very well could have been a floating dingo. So this is the kangaroo and wallaby like their barn. Right through there is the backstage that you saw. That's the penguin barn, and then I have a little trash can right there.
Because why not?
Well, I just love this sightline because again, in zoos, you generally do see some of the habitat buildings in some of the backstage stuff. So
It's still so ridiculous that in Planet
Oh,
Zoo,
I
all the
know.
guests never want to see the backstage
I don't think it's
areas
so
because
mad.
That's so
Mhm.
cool. Like in the Netherlands, where we went to a zoo, I can't recall which one because we visited 3 zoos in 3 days. But,
Yeah.
like one of them had a dedicated house where they showed how they prepared all the food for all the animals. It was super modern. Like I think it was built 1 or 2 years ago, like something like that. So really, really new, and it was so cool. Like you could see all the big chunks of meat, all like the hay and stuff, all the insects that
Yeah.
they themselves bred so that they could give them to the
Yeah.
animals. It was really cool
Yeah.
and educational. So
To be fair though, I think seeing backstages is something that's cool to nerds like us. And
Yeah.
Not normal.
To animal nerds, we love to see it. Yeah, I think we talked about that in the Night House tour as well. I think a little bit too.
It's hit or miss, right? Like it's very time consuming, and like when you're on a time crunch and you're trying to like build an episode and get it
Oh,
posted
yeah.
or whatever, or like whatever what have you.
To add
be
a
fair-
backstage building definitely adds more time to a habitat, but it
yeah.
also gives it
fair,
more
never-
differentiation between habitats and stuff. I think too.
I never do backstages because I'm like, if the guest, like, if I don't have the idea of, oh, I'm gonna make like a dedicated backstage area so that is actually going
Oh,
to
what
be
the- okay.
seen. What the heck?
It was
a
a
box.
animal because so my idea he keeps trying to escape and I have escapes turned off.
Oh, okay.
But so my idea behind this habitat, sorry, I don't mean to cut y'all off, but to explain this, my idea behind this habitat now is that the wombats are just like the kangaroos where they live right here because they're fed and everything, but they don't have to. So that's why you don't see a barrier back here anymore. Because in theory, they can come and go as they please. Unlike with the kangaroos, the doors have to be left open for them. So that explains that right there.
Now that I've seen it once though, they keep on doing it. They are tenacious.
He
They really wanna
is.
get-
They will just do it forever.
You know what? He can live out the rest of his life doing that.
They're just having so much fun. That's all.
Oh, I know. They love flying. And you know what? More power to them. That's all I'm going to say about that. So we're not going to... Well, I can show y'all the atrocity that this is. Mind you, when I built this, I was not doing interiors, so there's nothing in here besides a gift shop.
Some dude.
So I probably could go back and change it now, but I don't feel like it because it's just more work.
I mean, if the zoo's done, the zoo's done.
Exactly. And I've already said that this is done, so therefore it is done. Because if I go back in and change this, then I'll have to go back and change the entrance, and I'll have to go back and change the common wombat and all this other stuff. And I'm like,
Not
no.
The entrance.
I know.
Yeah,
The
the
entrance
entrance
is so
is
good.
nice.
I know. But I just want to point out, this is also something that I'm really proud of. This staff gate. That is not really a staff gate. But, yep, that's all. Okay, bye guys. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that is the entirety of the zoo, though.
Like it is smaller than I expected. Somehow.
It has, I think because most of the animals are in here, including Rex. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals in this. And then you have
Yeah,
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 animals outside.
I mean, it's for a
So-
small zoo. It's pretty packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And
A lot
see,
of diverse animal choices here.
mm-hmm. Well, because I started this, I think back in June, July, I don't know, sometime. And because at the time we had just gotten it announced that we would get like the little penguins and all that, so I basically started with them because I hadn't played with them yet, and so it has progressed from there because I wanted to use only the Australian animals minus the barnyard animal pack animals because of reasons.
Yeah, those don't really count.
I was gonna be like, wait, reasons don't count?
No, it's just I love the barnyard pack, don't get me wrong. But I am just turned off from the barnyard pack I have it, but I'm just turned off of it as a whole because of how late in the game that we got it.
And their tag is Australian. Their tagged as like every continent animal.
Yeah, that's-
Because
that's
they are
yeah.
domesticated, it shows that they are. Let's pull up the
So
Highland
while you're
cow.
pulling that up, fun story about the Sussex chicken. So if you guys remember during the anniversary, they had the challenge, which was like if you release 5 animals, we'll give you a gold star animal back.
Mm-hmm.
And they had it capped at 200 animals. And if you were to ask what animal breeds the fastest, it's the Sussex chicken. But because they're a domesticated animal, you cannot release it into the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yep.
But to be fair, like flamingos are also kind of like, or all the penguins are like getting it on really easily.
Mm.
So
The tortoises, oh my goodness, they like rabbits.
Mhm.
And same thing with the peacocks. But anyways, yeah, so you can see for all of the barnyard animal pack animals, it says now distributed worldwide. So therefore, if you pull up continent
just Asian animals.
Oceania animals,
Yeah, Oceania.
it will pull up the sheep will pull up, the llama,
Llama.
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of dumb. That
the
they did
Sussex
that.
chicken, the Tamworth pig.
Tamworth
I'm like,
pig, yeah.
they
Fair enough,
don't. No, I'm not doing that.
That doesn't make really much sense.
And like same thing with the
Like,
donkey and the goat.
American standard donkey.
Exactly, like
Right? It's
American
the
standard
American
donkey,
standard
like
donkey and
no.
in Australia.
exactly. And like even with
That is-
the
that's
European
not
fallow
cool.
deer, like why does they pull up for Oceania? Like that I don't get either.
It's not
but
even like saying that it's like
it doesn't even
worldwide.
show that it's
not,
there.
It's not listed. I'm looking at the regions that it's listed in, and it's
I
definitely.
mean, it
not
shows
there.
that it's
Yeah,
like in
no, it's
Austria,
not.
but still, like no.
Oh, that might have been it though. It
Maybe
might have
because of
gotten
Austria
as
instead of
Australia.
Austria, yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, that could be
that
it.
would be such a stupid
And
mistake.
like the
on
king
their part.
penguin too. Like what?
The king penguin's
I
not
mean,
gonna
it does
land.
make some kind of sense.
I mean,
like,
if
The
I-
exhibits always live in the water. Okay, listen, they are purely aquatic animals.
They can
I mean,
be like.
if I had have gone based off of this list alone, all these animals would be in here. And I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. No.
I mean, I
I
love
mean-
penguins, so I would have built a king
Do I
penguin
still-
habitat.
yeah. Well, like I was technically also supposed to do a an exhibit house, but I've since realized that I hate building exhibits, so they're just living there now.
There's a
Yeah.
mod. I just found out there's a mod to remove the glass from exhibits, and it makes
Oh,
it
yeah.
a game changer.
That's a leaf mod.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But here's the parking lot because Story yelled at me the other day when I was I had this. I think I sent a picture of this.
No, did you
And
make it that it's on the
he-
right side? The
I
car
thi-
side, like
I think so. I think I have them driving on the right side. I don't know. Y'all, I don't. No, I
They're on the
don't.
right
Never
side.
mind. Never mind. You know
so
what?
it's the wrong side.
You know what? Yeah, they're on the right. They can drive on the right. See, look. No.
But he didn't yell at you because of that. I thought he would.
No, it was because it was no, because I didn't even have lines on the road. He was just mad that the road had like no. I don't think it like had like detail or anything. It was just there because it was supposed to be like there was supposed to be like this whole road that went from like all the way down and eventually turned into the parking lot. And I said, you know what? Because I never did it, so I just deleted it and quickly slapped this together in like 30 minutes, I think. And like there is supposed to be a
parking lot. You did a pretty good job.
yeah. Well, to be fair, this is a blueprint pack from I sent it in the Discord not long ago. Car park. Nope. Let's do
Parking lot.
There we go. It's a blueprint pack. I forget who it's by. I don't know. Lawrence Creations. And it has lights, it has these handicap things, and then it has so this is why it was a 30-minute put together.
I mean, that works. Like if
So
like, if you're not gonna do a video on it.
exactly, yeah, no.
As long as you're like, I feel like as a somewhat lowly content creator, because I think we're not big.
Gunther, you're at 2,000 subscribers now, so
Yeah,
therefore you have hit
Sure.
the
Come back to me when I'm at 100,000. But the idea that like as long as you're not, for me anyway, it's like I don't want to put a blueprint in and not put and not say like, oh, this blueprint came from this person.
Yeah.
Or put, like
yeah.
or have that there. But like for me, even when I do take a blueprint, I'll rip it apart and then actually try to rebuild it myself. Because like for me, that's how I learn a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's like with the new zoo that I'm starting. It's very TNS inspired. And you'll see that.
Being a zoo from Sparrow.
Yes, True North Sanctuary. By Sparrow, and you'll definitely see that in the video, like in the entrance build and stuff. Like how, like I think there's a fence of hers that I didn't copy it exactly, but I used it for reference and basically made like my own version of her fence and everything. But yeah, that's off topic. But anyways, you can see how there's supposed to be a parking lot here and everything, and yeah.
It's funny
it
how
off
you're
topic,
saying
though?
that's off topic, even though we were like
We were literally talking about polar bears.
opposite.
I mean, we were literally okay. Y'all, I will show y'all. We were talking about polar bear from the time we were here, all the way through here and down to here. So that's a good like 10 minutes, I
we
think.
like polar bears, okay?
I
We all
mean,
like
do we
polar
know?
How could you not love? How could you not love polar bears?
I mean,
I mean,
They
in this
are really
game,
cute.
Like, I built for them once. Never did it again.
I have
I'm
plans to build
guessing-
for them.
Yeah, I'm guessing Simply is going to put it in her.
North American taiga.
Yeah. And
Yep.
like the rest of us, like,
Yeah.
I am not
Sakura
going to.
Sakura Zoo is gonna have an Arctic area, and
Oh,
I have
with
this
polar
amazing
bear.
idea for a polar bear habitat.
Oh well.
Whether or not I can pull it off is gonna be completely different.
That's the issue. It's like you can have this idea, but actually being able to pull it off and make it look good in game can be two different things sometimes.
But see, I think that's the challenge. Of
Oh, yeah.
having a zoo.
Is making
like-
it look good.
Yeah, like when you first started
Mhm.
building a zoo, like
Mhm.
did you build the way you did today?
Oh, heck no.
Yeah. But like you over like challenging yourself by doing new things,
Mhm.
and you said it yourself. This is like one of your first times doing backstages as
Yeah.
in depth as you have,
Yeah.
and then look at where they are now
Oh,
versus
yeah.
maybe where
Well,
you
I mean,
first
I
started.
think the first, let me think, the first backstage that I truly actually furnished was in TVEP. I believe it was the sloth bear habitat that I truly furnished a backstage for. And that was way back at the beginning of this year, I believe. But for Saguaro Sanctuary, my first habitat furnishing was this backstage, for the dingoes. Well, no, it was the night house actually. But
Yeah, I think it goes to show like challenging yourself and doing
mhm.
things that are outside of your comfort zone really kind of like challenges you to to build bigger and better than you have before.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing of Planet Zoo, and that's what I'll always tell people is like, even if you feel that you're not going to be able to build it, try anyway, because
Mhm.
this is step one,
Exactly.
step one of many
And
to get there.
and like Gunther mentioned a minute ago, was he'll go on the workshop and he'll find blueprints and he'll pull them and take them apart to see what pieces they used to try and recreate it himself in his own way. And that is a great way of learning how to build, what pieces to use, because if you go in the construction panel, you have all these pieces and you have no idea, like this piece here, you could take it and turn it upside down and use it for legs for furniture or something. Well, like
I
you
mean,
could,
yeah,
like if you
Sweden
wanted to,
something, of course.
I mean, like you can turn furniture and stuff, and learning that in Planet Zoo can be hard. I mean, like look at that. Does that not look like legs? Like if you stuck like a
No, that looks for me. That looks
like
yes.
like if you stuck like a bowl or something, you know. I mean, just a quick reference, you know. But yeah, you have like all these pieces that you can use, and they can be very confusing. I know for me, when I first got the game, I was overwhelmed.
To be honest, I think at first you're just going to use all the
Pre-built
pieces, like,
stuff.
what they are.
Mhm,
Like you're
exactly.
going to use a fence as a fence,
Uh-huh.
not like something else. You're going to use a statue as a statue.
Yeah.
And then there will come a time where you want to build something and you're like, okay, I just need like a triangle shaped something. And then you're just looking through all the things in the construction tab and trying to find something that has this triangle shape. And then you like, I don't know, find the red panda statue and are like, perfect. I think a lot of people were making ice cream or something out of the red panda nose, something like that.
I don't know.
There was something like something they did with the red panda statue or the something like that. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But I think that's just things that are coming with like more time spent in the game.
Stop.
It's
Yeah,
spinning too fast.
Yeah.
Before, no, hang on. Go back to the spin. Go back to the spin.
Go back to the spin.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the middle.
And then click the arrow right next to it. There you go.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was making me dizzy, so I had to stop it.
it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was making me dizzy. I had to stop.
So Gunther, you are providing us every day with a new tip?
Yes.
What you're saying?
Listen, these tips, I do not guarantee these tips are useful.
The one you just told me was useful, and the habitat barrier you showed me earlier was useful too. So I think your tips are pretty useful.
Yeah, I'm actually super impressed with myself for that habitat barrier, and you'll see it in like the video that I have going out eventually. I don't know when it'll come out, but like.
I can guarantee before this video, because this video is coming out like the last week of December. So.
Yeah, you say that. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's always fun to try new things. But going back to the piece count thing, a quick Google search has told me that Planet Zoo has over 1,000 individual pieces across both the building and foliage tab. So
That's
can you imagine,
crazy.
Like having an idea, like I will forget what I had for dinner 3 days ago, let alone what I used to build something 5 days ago.
Oh yeah.
So like, it's easy to not know how to build.
And I'm here like, I think I don't know what I had like for dinner a few days back, but like I will certainly be able to tell you what I used for something that I've built 1 year ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that is all of Saguaro Sanctuary. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you have stayed till the end and our little rant about pieces and all this other stuff, thank y'all for putting up with us. We will talk at y'all in the next one, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next video at the beginning of a very brand new project. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.